What's up, amigos? It's the Prodigy Maker Minute with yours truly, Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former #1 for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. On recent Prodigy Maker Minutes, we've been talking about footwork and how to develop world-class footwork in young children, and we'll continue that theme. And when you have young kids, maybe from the age of 5 to 10, or even younger, I have a very defined system that I like to see and skills that I like to see those children develop in terms of their footwork. And for example, one of the most important things for me is they make an open stance and a closed stance. So they know how to set up a nice open stance and a nice closed stance, and they learn how to load and explode with their legs. So they have a strong support system, as they say in Spain. So they have a good, strong support system with their legs, and they're using their legs to propel themselves up and off the ground to make shots. And that's also the beginning of good biomechanics in terms of rotating their hips, learning how to rotate their hips well, creating sort of a lag with the racket, and sometimes it's called like a lag and snap, or getting the racket to flip and pull through as they accelerate through the ball. And so it's partly footwork and it's partly the development of better biomechanics for the future. And what I don't like is a lot of kids who are just moving to the ball, maybe walking to the ball, setting up primarily with a closed stance, just a closed stance, and a stance that's very rooted to the ground, a stance that's not explosive and doesn't, where the kids don't lift off the ground very much. So that, I think, is so common now. You see all across this country, you see kids being taught like a basic closed stance with nothing else. And it's not that the closed stance is necessarily bad, but I like to see a closed stance with an explosion and the hips rotating. And I like to teach the kids straight away into an open stance. I call it open and closed. For me, an open stance is a semi-open stance. If we were going to, talk technique of footwork and stances. So it's not an open stance in the sense that you would see in a teaching manual. It's a semi-open stance. But I don't tell the kids that. The kids, they just have an open and closed. Because if you're coaching a young kid, you don't need to, go into the weeds about the different stances that there are: open, semi-open, neutral. It gets a little too complex. So you just say open and closed. You have those young kids, you teach them to explode with their legs, have a good support system, load and explode with their legs, get off the ground a little bit. And that's the beginning of good biomechanics, getting their hips to rotate and start to, pull the racket through to the hitting zone or to the contact point. And I think it's a little sad that kids are taught so one-dimensionally, and kids are taught to stay rooted to the ground, and kids are taught that like the open stance is like an advanced skill that they need to do later. I think that's a bunch of BS. And young kids, you will find that a lot of young kids really gravitate to the open stance. It feels very natural. It feels it's not that difficult for them to learn. And then they can start to develop these nuances where sometimes on certain balls, they may set up more open stance. Sometimes on certain balls, they may step in and be more closed, like on shorter balls, or if they go wide or if they go deep, they can start to understand that they have these different footwork setups that they can use to hit the ball better. So guys, what do you think? Open stance, closed stance for young children? Is it wrong to teach open stance to young kids very early on? I certainly don't think so. What do you guys think? If you like this Prodigy Maker Minute, check out my big show, The Prodigy Maker Show. It's available on all your favorite podcasting platforms and on this YouTube channel where we do a live show. I'll see you guys on the next program.